everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Andrea, and today I have my April update for my 11 favorites and 11 oldies in 2021 project pans. These were created by Denise from Just Some Makeup Pans, who I'll have linked down below as usual. This is a year-long project pan, one of many that I'm doing this year, but I have some progress, and you'll just see. You'll see. So as usual, I'm going to start with my 11 oldies and then go to my 11 favorites. So first in my oldies is my Deep Sea Cosmetics cuticle oil. I am now down to here, so you can see the marks, pretty consistent progress throughout the year. This is still going to take at least 3 months to finish, probably closer to 4. I've used this 8 times in the past month, and that should give you an indication of how many times I've done my nails, because I mostly use this just after I remove my old nail polish. Then I'll put some cuticle oil on, rub it in, and then let it sit for a minute before I put on my new polish. So if I did my nails more, I'd have more use, but I'm okay with it. Next, and I barely made any progress with this despite using it 10 times, is my Bath & Body Works Cherry Blossom perfume. It looks like one big blob, but that's basically my progress right there. It's kind of hard to mark just because the bottle is kind of, the inside of the bottle, I don't know if you'll be able to see, it's kind of curved a little bit, so the perfume doesn't sit in a flat line. It's very weird, but it's hard for me to get a super accurate read on it, but that's about where I'm at. So yeah, slow progress on that one, but I'm gonna keep working on it, especially now that it's spring and summer. That's like the perfect spring scent. So I'm gonna try to focus on that one a little more, try to get a little more movement on it for next month's update. Next, I have my DLS blush in Kitty Pink. I will throw up a picture of what it looked like last month, and I've used it 5 times this month, and now it looks like this because I dropped it on the floor. So given that pretty much all of the product that was left in there is gone because, again, I dropped it on the floor, it's still going to take me a little while to finish this, but if I don't finish it this year, then I don't even know, something's wrong with me, because there should not be a problem finishing this one up. My Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in Berry Recognize. I've only used this twice. It's just not a color that I'm gravitating towards right now. So, I mean, any use on it is good use as far as I'm concerned, but I don't know can you see? Nah, the lighting's not good, but again, there's lots of, like, if I scrape the side with the wand, there's lots of windowing. There's not that much product left in here. I just need to remember to actually use it, but I have so many lip products going on that I kind of forget about that one because I don't really like it that much. But try to use it a couple more times, just a couple times every month, and then, like I think I say in every update, if it's gone by the end of the year or not, I'm going to toss it because it has been open for quite a long time and there is so little product left that it's not worth it for me to keep it past the end of this year. Next, I have my BH Cosmetics pressed powder, and again, I haven't personally looked at the progress photos yet, so I don't know what it looks like, but there's a photo of what it looked like last month and now what it is looking like this month. The layer next to the outermost ring that's showing is fairly thin, so I think by next update, at the very least, I'm pretty sure most of that, like, ring will be exposed. But again, I only use this underneath my eyes and then like kind of around my nose and in my forehead, like the T-zone area, just to reduce the shine a bit. This is not an all over face powder for me because I'm not that all about that matte life. So I've used this 23 times the past month. The days that I did not use it, it's because I used the setting powder that's in my little mini hourglass palette that I have in my Child of the 80s project pan. So whenever I use that palette, I use all 4 powders and I skip this one, but for the most part, I use this every single day. Now for my Revolution Ultra Contour Palette. Again, I'm working on 4 of the pans in here. But first for the pink highlighter. Now, if you'll remember, originally my goal was just to hit pan on that, and I did it super quickly because it was really close. So my goal is to finish it up. So that's, try not to spoil anything else for the other ones. That is where the pink highlighter is at right now. So I think there's probably a little more use on it than there was last month. But I've used that another 6 times. Then we've got, this is what I'm calling bronzer 1. I've used that 5 times, so still no pan on this one. And then bronzer 2, I've used 10 times, and it might be really hard to see, but I hit the teeniest speck of baby pan on it today. So technically, I've hit my goal for this one because my goal on the bronzers is just to hit pan. I may still use it, but for purposes of this project, it's finished. And then bronzer number 3, which I've only used 4 times, and it's still looking pretty brand spanking new over there. So that is one item that is rolling out of this project, which I'm very excited about. Next, I have my Revolution Cream Eyeshadow in Rebound. I'll show a clip of what it looked like last month. I doubt it's going to look any different this month because I've only used it twice, but this is what it's looking like right now. I love this shadow. It's such a pretty color, but the formula, it does tend to crease like no matter what I do, which kind of sucks, but I just love this color so much, so I put up with it. And then the last item is my Revlon HD Gladiolus lipstick. I only use this 3 times. I have my sheet, my little tracking sheet. I could not make a new mark, but so we're at this, which actually, it's a very similar color to my nail polish. I'm one of those lucky people who gets cold sores, and I had one this past month, which basically meant all my lip products were out of commission for a week while I let it heal. So I lost out on a week's worth of progress with all of my lip products, but it is what it is, you know? So my lips are better. I can, as you see, I'm wearing lipstick today. So this is not a lot of progress, but I am gonna, again, keep working on it because I do actually really love that lipstick. Okay, so that was it for my 11 oldies portion of this update. So I made progress on the blush, and I hit pan on one of the bronzers, which I was I knew I was close, but I really wasn't expecting to do it today, but so I was happy about that. So now I'm down to 10 products in this portion of the project. The blush, it's gonna take more than a month unless I wore it like every single day, and I don't obviously want to do that because I'm working on a bunch of other blushes that I want to use. But that, now that it's broken and most of the product fell out, it should be fairly easy to finish up this year, so I'm not worried about that. I don't know that I'll really have any other goals hit for this project next month. Maybe if I really focus on it, maybe this first bronzer pan, I will be able to hit pan on it by next month, but I'm not too worried about it because like it is pretty close, I can tell, just given how deep the other pans are. So I'm not too worried about that. And then that's pretty much it for the oldies. So now we're going to move on over to the 11 favorites. First, I have the shade Luscious from my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I've only used this once, so I doubt there's going to be much of a difference. There's like, I've used it enough this year that I think you can see there is a little dip forming, but I do also try to kind of use, when I use it, I try to like swirl my brush in over the whole thing instead of just like one portion. So it's going to wear down a little bit slower just because of the way I use it. But I used that one time, so we're still working on that. Next is my ColourPop and Maleficent Mistress of All Evil Super Shock Highlighter. I have used this 5 more times. So this is what it is looking like now. It's still a long way from pan, but I am enjoying it muchly, so I'm such a dork. But I am enjoying it a lot, so I'm okay with that. Next is my ColourPop Villains lipstick in the shade Maleficent, which is what I'm wearing today with my Oma Beauty gloss on top of it. Including today, I've only used it 3 times in the past month. So this is how much I've got left. Again, it's right here. I could not make another mark because I only used it 3 times. This, I really don't think I'm going to finish it by the end of the year, but I'm just going to see how much I can actually use from it. And then some progress is better than no progress. That is my motto for this year. So, okay. Speaking of some progress is better than no progress, this is my Juvia's Place. This is the Hair and Blush Volume 2. I am working on the shade Tau. I've used it 5 more times and it's still looking almost brand new. So obviously trying to hit pan on this, it was a very lofty goal to begin with, but these Juvia's Place blushes, they really don't mess around. They're pretty pigmented. You don't need a lot, so we're just gonna see how much I can use this year. Next, I have my Bath & Body Works Cotton Blossom Shower Gel. So I am down to here right now. Again, I have 2 of these in the project. This is the first one, so it's about halfway gone, I would say, maybe a tiny bit more. I'm working on another shower gel in my 50 Shades of Purple that I have 3 shower gels in that one, but I'm only working on one of them right now. So I alternate between this one and that one. I've used it 9 times. And that's, I think, pretty decent use for 9 times. So probably, unless I just like kind of forget about the other one for a little bit and work on this one, it'll be like 2 more months before I finish this bottle, and then I can move on to the next bottle. Then we have my Ulta Beauty gel eyeliner in Blackout. The one thing that I can track that has some decent progress on it, that the pink portion is what I used up in April. And again, I just use this in my waterline. I don't use it every day. Sometimes I use brown in my waterline just to mix it up a little, but this will definitely be gone by the end of the year. It's just gonna take a little bit longer, but I don't know. I really like these Ulta eyeliners. They're very nice and they're only $8. So I know everybody talks about Urban Decay, but the one Urban Decay, I think it's the Perversion one, the black one. I got one in my Ipsy like way back when I first had Ipsy like 3-4 years ago, and I didn't really like it. It transferred too much for me, so I actually like these, and they are a much cheaper alternative. My next product is my NYX High Glass Finishing Powder, which I'll throw up the picture of what it looked like last month, and then now what it looks like this month. And as you can see, I finally managed to hit some pan, some pretty decent pan too. I'm gonna, the way it wears down kind of weird, so I think I'm also pretty close to hitting pan like over here. It just hasn't happened yet. But I'm trying to remember, I feel like when I used this up last year, once I did hit pan, it went pretty fast. So this, I think this was brand new when I brought it into the project in January. So it took, I mean, because I hit pan on this maybe last week. So it took almost 5 months of daily use before I hit pan on it, which I think it's pretty good for a powder like this. And I also don't use a ton. As I always say, I only pretty much use it on my cheeks to like blend all my color products together a little bit better, and maybe a little bit on like my forehead over top of my bronzer or something. I don't put this all over my entire face, but pan, so yay, I'm excited. But again, my goal is to finish, so I still have a ways to go with that, but making some good progress with that one. Next, I have my Macadamia Professionals Nourishing Hair Mask. I've used this 5 times in the last month, so that is what is left. I mean, there's still quite a lot left. There's at least like 3/4 of the jar left. I'm so sad. I was browsing Ulta because I needed to buy more toner, and the toner that I like is in my favorites section. So I went to my favorites and I was scrolling down, and this is in my favorites because I love it. And I saw that it was like, the list price was half of what it normally was. So I clicked on it, and then it came up with that message that if you use Ulta and you have something in your favorites that Ulta no longer sells, they don't automatically boot it out of your favorites. If you go to click on it, a message says, uh-oh, something went wrong. They don't even sell this brand at Ulta anymore. I don't know when that happened because I haven't needed to repurchase this forever, but I was so sad because I love this stuff. You can still buy it on Amazon, but I try not to give Jeff Bezos more money than I need to. So I feel like I've heard Rebecca from Painting and Stuff. I feel like I've heard her say she's found this at like TJ Maxx or Marshall's or something. So maybe I'll go look there when I need some more. If not, maybe I'll just have to find a different hair mask. But I didn't know this was going to be my last one of these, like possibly ever. So now I'm kind of a little more reluctant to use it, but I can't hold on to it just because Ulta doesn't carry it anymore. I need to use it up, so I will, but I'm just sad about it. Now for my second goal met for across these 2 projects is my Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. I thought it was going to take me more than a month, but apparently I really went ham on this. This is gone. I was using it as like my toner since my Andalou Naturals one was gone and I didn't have a backup. And I don't know that it does anything as a toner. I really don't know that this does anything as anything. It just smells really nice. But I will not repurchase this because it's not really an actual toner, and I don't know. I just probably won't repurchase this. I like the Andalou Naturals one. This isn't like really a great setting spray or anything, so I wouldn't purchase it for that anymore. So I like the scent, but it's gone. So that means that is the second empty in my 11 favorites project. I had previously had the Tree Hut lemon blueberry tart shea sugar scrub. The shea sugar, that's the bit that really throws me. So I am now down to 9 products in my 11 favorites in 2021 project, which I'm happy to have 2 empties in that project so far. And then my poor Ulta Beauty Baked Bronzer. Well, I'll throw up a picture of what it looked like last time. I'm guessing, I think I dropped it again. This is why I can't have nice things, because I'm a klutz. This is what it looks like now. Yeah, I used this 7 times. Lisa from Banyan Pan and Beyond, and I don't know if it was my last update or the one before, she asked about why don't I just repress it, and I was like, I don't know if you can repress baked makeup, but this is getting to the point where I'm like, something needs to be done. So I was actually watching a couple videos on repressing baked makeup, and apparently you can do it. You just need alcohol, which I have because I repress other things. So I'm almost finished with my e.l.f. Ultra HD setting powder. And once that's gone, I mean, I have less than a week's left of use on that one. So once that's gone, I am going to attempt to repress this bronzer into that compact. And then hopefully I will not be afraid to use this anymore, because like every time I use this, it's the stuff that's loose gets everywhere, and I pick up too much on my brush, and it's just a mess. And I really do like this. I'm so mad at myself for dropping things all the time. So that was my update for my 11 oldies and 11 favorites in 2021. I'm pretty pleased with, I'm just still kind of giddy that I hit pan in that bronzer, even though I knew it was coming, but it was just like, even though you know it's coming, when you finally see it, you're like, ooh, yay. So that's 2 items that I'm rolling out of these projects this update. So now I'm only working on 19 instead of 22, which is still a lot, but the numbers are going down. So I hope you enjoyed this update. I hope you're staying safe and sane and healthy, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.